Hey everyone, ready for a deep dive into some seriously cool AI? This stuff could actually help you level up your financial game. We're talking about FinRobot, and it's not just some Wall Street buzzword.
You got that right. This isn't hype. It's an academic paper about a new open source AI platform, and it's pretty fascinating. It could change the way all of us, really approach financial analysis, even for individual investors.
Okay, so FinRobot, what is it exactly? It sounds kind of like a robo-advisor, but from what I'm reading, it's like way more than that.
Yeah, think of it less like a single robo-advisor and more like a whole team of AI agents, like specialists, each one designed to tackle a different financial task. Need to analyze the company's financial reports? Boom, there's an agent for that.
Mhm.
Want to, get a handle on market trends? Another agent ready to go.
So it's like having what, a personalized team of AI experts at your fingertips. That's pretty impressive. But what's under the hood? How do these AI agents actually, work?
Well, that's where things get really interesting. Each agent is powered by a large language model, or LLM. You've probably heard of ChatGPT.
Sure.
It's kind of similar to that, but these LLMs are trained specifically on financial data, so they can, understand and analyze it.
So we're talking AI that can read financial reports and like understand market dynamics and maybe even predict stock prices. That sounds, incredibly powerful, especially if it's accessible to everyone.
Exactly. And one thing that makes FinRobot really unique is that it's open source. Anyone can contribute. That's huge for transparency and, well, for community-driven innovation.
Open source is always a good sign. It usually means faster development, more adaptable, because you've got like a whole community contributing ideas. So how does this platform work? Is it just a bunch of separate AI agents, or is there some kind of framework tying it all together?
It's a well-organized system, actually.
Mm.
The paper describes it as having 4 layers. You've got the financial AI agents layer. Those are the individual agents, right? Then there's the financial LLM algorithms layer, which you can kind of think of as the brains behind it all.
Okay, the brains of the operation. Tell me more about that. What kind of algorithms are we talking about?
Well, this is where the platform really shines. It uses a variety of LLMs, including ones specifically designed for finance, like FinGPT. There's also algorithms for financial reinforcement learning, and even some that can, get this, understand and analyze financial charts.
Charts. So it's not just about crunching numbers. It's about understanding the context, the trends, the nuances of the financial world. Almost like having a team of analysts that can read between the lines.
Yeah, a great way to put it. But there's more. There's also this layer called LLMOps and DataOps, which is all about making sure the right data gets to the right agent at the right time.
Sort of like a behind-the-scenes crew, making sure everything runs smoothly. So we've got the agents, the algorithms, the data pipeline. What's the fourth layer?
Right. The fourth layer is the multi-source LLM Foundation Models. It's basically a library of different LLMs. And what's really cool is that FinRobot doesn't rely on just one type of LLM for everything. It has a smart scheduler that picks the best LLM for each task, based on what needs to be done.
So it's like having a team of specialists, each with their own unique expertise. That's incredibly clever. I'm already starting to see how this could be a game changer for financial analysis.
Yeah, and this is especially important in today's global markets. You might need an LLM that can analyze data in Chinese, for example, or one that's, specializes in a particular industry. FinRobot's flexibility gives it a real edge.
Okay, so we've got this powerful platform with a team of specialized AI agents, all powered by cutting-edge LLMs. What makes FinRobot truly stand out? What's its, like, secret sauce?
Well, we've already talked about it being open source, which is a big plus. But one of the things that really sets it apart is its use of something called financial chain of thought prompting. Financial COT for short.
Financial COT, that's a new one. What's that all about?
So most AI systems just, spit out numbers or recommendations. But FinRobot, using financial COT, can actually walk you through its reasoning step by step, just like a human analyst would.
Wait, hold on. You're saying the AI can explain why it's making a certain prediction or giving a specific recommendation? That's huge. Most AI is like a black box. You put data in, you get an output, but you don't know what's happening in between. This sounds completely different.
Exactly. It's all about transparency and understanding.
Yeah.
Instead of just saying, buy this stock, FinRobot might highlight certain financial ratios, point out trends in the market, analyze news sentiment, and it'll explain how all of these factors contribute to its final conclusion.
So you're not just like blindly trusting the AI. You can actually follow its logic, see how it got to its recommendation. That could completely change how we interpret and use financial information.
It really could. And it's this ability to mimic human cognitive processes combined with the power of LLMs that really sets FinRobot apart from, well, traditional financial analysis tools.
Okay, so we have this amazing AI platform that can do the work of a whole team of analysts and then explain its reasoning. But let's get down to brass tacks. What can people actually do with FinRobot?
Well, the paper showcases two really compelling applications. First, there's the market forecaster. This agent analyzes news, company financials, other data to predict stock price movements.
So you could potentially use this to get like a much deeper understanding of a company's prospects and make better, more informed investment decisions.
Right, and it's not just about making predictions, it's about understanding why those predictions are being made.
I'm seeing a theme here. Transparency seems to be baked into FinRobot's DNA.
It is.
What's the other application you mentioned?
The other one is document analysis and generation. This agent can read and summarize complex financial documents. Annual reports, SEC filings, all those dense documents that can be a real pain to decipher.
Oh, I've definitely been there. You can spend hours just trying to find the key takeaways.
Exactly. But with FinRobot, you just upload the documents, and the AI agent does all the heavy lifting for you.
So it's like having a personal financial analyst who can just like summarize those documents and highlight the most important points.
A great way to put it. And it goes beyond just summarizing. This agent can actually generate reports based on the information it pulls from those documents.
So it's not just about saving time, it's about turning raw data into actionable insights.
Exactly. The appendix of the paper actually includes some examples of the equity research reports generated by FinRobot. They're pretty impressive.
Wow, this platform is sounding more and more impressive by the minute. This could be a game changer, not just for, financial professionals, but for anyone who wants to make smarter financial decisions. But before we get like too carried away, I think it's important to, address the elephant in the room. What about potential downsides? Are there any risks or limitations we should be aware of?
Of course. Of course. No technology is, without its limitations. It's important to approach AI-powered tools with a healthy dose of skepticism.
Right. We can't just blindly trust the AI's recommendations. We still need human oversight and, critical thinking. But I'm curious, what specific risks do you see with a platform like this?
Well, one of the biggest concerns with any AI system is the potential for bias. AI models are only as good as the data they're trained on. So, if the data is biased or incomplete, the AI's outputs will reflect that.
So garbage in, garbage out, as they say.
hmm
We need to be very mindful of the data sources, make sure the AI is getting accurate and reliable information. But how can we do that with a system as complex as FinRobot?
Well, that's where the open source nature of the platform really comes in handy. With more eyes on the code and on the data, there's a greater chance of identifying and correcting those biases.
So it's like a collaborative effort to make sure that FinRobot is, fair and unbiased. That makes sense. But what about the bigger picture? How do you see FinRobot fitting into the future of finance?
That's a great question. And honestly, I think we're just scratching the surface of what's possible here.
I'm ready to dive deeper. What are your thoughts?
Well, first off, I think FinRobot represents a major step forward in AI-powered financial analysis. It has the potential to revolutionize how we approach financial decision-making, make it more efficient, more transparent, and more accessible to a wider range of people.
That accessibility part is really interesting. What does that mean for, the average investor? Could tools like FinRobot actually level the playing field in the financial world?
I think that's a very real possibility. Imagine a world where anyone, regardless of their financial background or resources, could access sophisticated AI tools to analyze companies, make informed decisions, even generate professional quality reports.
Wow, that's a powerful vision. It's almost like giving everyone a financial superpower.
Exactly. And it's not just about individual investors. FinRobot could have a huge impact on the financial industry as a whole.
Okay, now I'm really intrigued. Tell me more about how you see this playing out. Well, I think we could see a shift toward greater transparency and accountability. With more people having access to these sophisticated tools, there'd be less reliance on those, opaque institutions and more opportunities for informed decision-making.
So it's about empowering individuals, shifting the balance of power in the financial world. That's a pretty revolutionary concept.
Yeah.
But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Before we explore all the broader implications of FinRobot, let's take a closer look at those two demo applications you mentioned earlier.
Great idea. Seeing how FinRobot works in practice would be helpful.
Exactly. Let's start with the market forecaster. You mentioned it can predict stock price movements. How does it actually do that? Does it just like give you a buy or sell signal?
It's way more nuanced than that.
All right, let's unpack this market forecaster then. Let's see what it can do.
It analyzes like tons of information, recent news, financial data, even things like social media sentiment, trying to get a really comprehensive picture of the company's, prospects. So it's not just looking at numbers, it's like trying to understand the whole story, the narrative around the company.
Exactly. And what's cool is that it doesn't just give you a prediction. It explains why it made that prediction.
You're really hitting that transparency thing home. Sounds like that's like a core part of FinRobot's design, you know what I mean?
It is. They really wanted to create a system that was both powerful and understandable, accessible.
Okay, so let's say I'm interested in like a specific stock and I want to use this market forecaster to get some insights. What would I actually see? What would that look like?
Well, the paper gives an example of using it to analyze NVIDIA.
NVIDIA, the chip maker. That's a hot stock. I'm all ears.
Right. So the FinRobot agent analyzed all the data and identified both, positive and concerning factors. On the positive side, it highlighted things like strong investor sentiment, the CEO's optimistic outlook, things like that.
So far, so good. That tracks with what I've been hearing about NVIDIA. But what about the concerns? What did it flag there?
Well, it also flagged NVIDIA's high debt ratios as something that investors should keep an eye on.
Interesting. So it's not just pumping out like rosy predictions. It's about giving you a balanced perspective, highlighting the good and the bad, the opportunities and the risks.
Exactly. And based on its analysis, it gives you a prediction of where the stock price is going to go in the next week or so.
So you're getting a short-term forecast, but you also get that explanation, the factors driving the prediction. That's a pretty powerful tool.
It is. And remember, this is just one example. The market forecaster can be used to analyze any publicly traded company.
Okay, that's pretty impressive. So what about the other application, the document analysis and generation tool? How does that one work?
So this one is all about making sense of those complex financial documents. Annual reports, SEC filings, earnings call transcripts, all those dense documents that are just a headache to try to read.
Yeah, I hear you. It's like you spend hours just trying to sift through the jargon to find those key takeaways.
Exactly.
Hmm.
But with FinRobot, you just upload the document.
Yeah.
And the AI does all the work.
So it's like having a personal financial analyst who can, summarize the document and highlight the most important points.
That's a great way to put it. And it actually goes even further than summarizing. It can actually generate reports based on the information.
So it's not just saving time. It's like turning that raw data into something you can actually use, into actionable insights.
Right. The appendix of the paper actually has some examples of the equity research reports that it can generate.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty impressive stuff.
I'm definitely going to have to check those out. This all sounds incredibly promising, but it also, it raises a lot of questions about the future of financial analysis. It's like, where does this all go?
Absolutely. We're talking about a potential paradigm shift here.
Okay, so let's talk about the future then. Where do you see FinRobot going from here? What's next for this technology?
Well, the paper talks about some exciting possibilities. They're planning to expand FinRobot's capabilities to cover more global markets. Right now, it's mainly focused on like the US and China, but they want to add data and models for other regions.
That makes sense. I mean, the world of finance is global, right? So any serious tool has got to be able to handle data from, all over the world.
Exactly. They're also looking into going beyond stock analysis, things like portfolio allocation, risk assessment.
So imagine an AI that can help you build a diversified portfolio tailored to, your risk tolerance.
That's the idea. It could even help you spot potential risks in your portfolio that you might not even see otherwise.
This is starting to sound like something straight out of science fiction, but it's also like really exciting to think about the possibilities, especially for, everyday investors.
We're just scratching the surface of what AI can do in finance.
So, what does all of this mean for the average person trying to, navigate all the complexities of the financial world? What does this mean for them?
I think tools like FinRobot, they can really empower individuals. Give them the knowledge and the tools they need to make smarter decisions about their money.
It's like democratizing financial expertise.
Exactly. And it's not just about, making money. It's about understanding how the financial system works, being able to participate in a more, informed way.
That's a great point. It's about financial literacy, empowerment, like you said.
Absolutely. And I think FinRobot, with his focus on transparency and accessibility, is a great example of, how AI can be used for good.
But it's also important to remember that AI is just a tool, right? And like any tool, it can be used in good ways and bad ways.
You're absolutely right. We need to be mindful of the risks, make sure AI is developed and used responsibly.
So what can we do, like as individuals,
Mm,
as a society,
yeah.
to, make sure that happens, that AI is used ethically, responsibly, especially in the world of finance?
I think it starts with education. The more people understand how AI works, its limitations, the more informed we'll all be. The better equipped we'll be to navigate those challenges that come up.
That makes sense. We need to demystify AI, empower people to, engage with it critically, not just blindly trust it.
We also need to have like open and honest conversations about the ethical implications of AI.
Yeah.
Make sure everyone is involved in the conversation. Yeah.
Right. This isn't just a technical issue, it's a societal issue.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground, from the technical side of FinRobot to its potential impact on, the future of finance. As we wrap up this part of our deep dive, is there any final thought you want to leave our listeners with?
I think the main takeaway is that AI is transforming finance really fast. And tools like FinRobot, they're at the forefront of that change. They have the potential to really enhance human capabilities, democratize knowledge, create a more efficient, transparent financial system.
Well said. It's an exciting time to be involved in finance. I can't wait to see how this all plays out.
Me too. It'll be fascinating to see how AI continues to shape this whole industry.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into FinRobot. And for anyone listening, if you want to learn more about this, groundbreaking platform, be sure to check out the open source project on GitHub.
It's been a pleasure, exploring this topic with you.
Okay, let's move on to the next part of our deep dive. We've been talking about FinRobot and how it could change, how we approach financial analysis. And it's exciting, right? Thinking about the possibilities. But I think we should also step back and consider the bigger picture, right? The broader implications of AI in finance in general. What are some of the challenges, the potential risks we need to be aware of as this technology keeps evolving?
Yeah, good point. It's not all, sunshine and roses. AI is a powerful tool, and like any tool, it can be misused or, have unintended consequences. One of the big ones is job displacement. As AI systems get more and more sophisticated, they can start automating tasks that, humans are doing right now, and that could lead to job losses.
Yeah, that's a valid concern for sure, especially in a field like finance where so much of the work is, data analysis, decision making, things that AI is getting pretty good at.
Right. And it's not just about jobs. There are ethical considerations, too. For example, how do we make sure that these AI systems are used fairly, that they're not, perpetuating existing biases?
That's huge. We've seen AI bias in other areas, right? Like facial recognition technology and hiring algorithms. It's crucial to make sure the data used to train these systems is representative and unbiased.
Absolutely. And we also need to think about transparency and accountability. If an AI system makes a mistake, who's responsible? How do we make sure that these systems are, audible, explainable?
Yeah, tough questions. No easy answers. But it's important to be having these conversations now, right? Before AI becomes even more ingrained in our lives.
I agree. We need to be proactive. Think about how to, mitigate potential risks while still harnessing the power of AI.
So what can we do, as individuals, as a society, to make sure AI is developed and used responsibly, especially, when it comes to finance?
I think education is the key. The more people understand about AI, about how it works, its limitations, the better we'll be able to, deal with these challenges as they come up.
That makes sense. We need to demystify AI, empower people to really engage with it critically.
And we also need to encourage collaboration, between the technologists, policymakers, the public. It's not just on the tech companies to figure this out. We need everyone involved.
That's a great point. It's going to take a multi-pronged approach to make sure AI is used ethically in finance. But let's get back to FinRobot for a minute. We've talked about its potential, the risks, the bigger challenges of AI in general. But I'm curious, what are your thoughts? What excites you the most about this platform, personally?
Honestly, what excites me most is its potential to, democratize access to financial knowledge. Imagine if anyone, no matter their background, could use these tools to understand, complex financial concepts and make good decisions.
It's like giving everyone a financial advisor, right?
Right.
Only in their pocket.
Exactly. And that could have a huge impact on people's lives. It could help them build wealth, achieve their financial goals, participate more fully in the economy.
That's a powerful vision. And, it's something that really resonates with our mission here at the Deep Dive. Knowledge is power, right? And FinRobot seems like a tool that could really, empower people.
It really does. And it's exciting to see tech that has the potential to make such a positive impact.
Well, this has been an incredible deep dive into, AI and the world of finance. We've talked about how FinRobot works, the potential benefits and the risks, and, the broader implications of AI in this whole field. It's really changing quickly.
It's been a great conversation.
Before we go, any final thoughts you want to leave our listeners with?
I just encourage everyone to, stay curious, stay informed, and keep asking questions. AI is powerful, and it's really up to all of us to shape its future.
Well said. Thanks for joining us on this journey into the future of finance. And to our listeners, if you're interested in learning more about FinRobot, check out the open source project. It's on GitHub. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.